And what is going on, everybody? Good morning to you. I am glad you are here with me on a very different version of Do More Life and the live streams that we normally have on here. I'm excited to see what you guys are thinking. And Charles White, welcome. Asia Unscripted, welcome. New York Frank, good evening, sir. It is good to see my channel members in here. I appreciate you guys being here very, very, very much. And today we're going to just take a look back at a couple things. Really, we're going to take a look back at some videos of mine from the old. And hey, Jose, good to see you in here, bud. We're going to take a look and just explore what life was like before COVID, before we had all of these travel restrictions, before the government decided it was in everybody's best interest to be closed down, locked down, traveled down, shut down. And I just wanted to remind you guys of what Thailand was actually like during this time. It was just an amazing, wonderful place. So I wanted to start with a little video here from Ross and myself. This was going to Koh Samet for the first time. So I hope you guys can hear the audio.
We're in energy plus time conservation mode
and
today
this was when hey Ty Guy, bro, good morning to you.
We'll have to go back to work in school tomorrow.
This was a
boat that we're taking
wonderful time that Ross and I had on Koh Samet Island.
The boat that we're taking is the big
in
boat,
fact,
so
I think I'll just mute the
30 to 35 minutes.
Mute the audio altogether, and I'll let you guys just look around as I talk about Koh Samet and some of the things that we did on Koh Samet Island. Obviously, I'd lost a little bit of weight then. I think I looked a little bit better. And this was like I said, pre-COVID. And while I'm letting you look at this video, just wanted to remind you guys to go in. Jonathan says, I dream about it every day, wishing I could get back there. I hear you. Just wanted to remind everybody that, Thailand's coming back. It's going to happen, and it's going to be a beautiful thing when it does happen. So we're very much looking forward to it. I'm going to show you a couple of different videos today. This is me, Ross and I sitting on the pier, getting ready to go. I have at the bottom, we're actually getting ready to take a ferry over to Koh Samet and spend the day there. Speaking of Ross, there's Ross in the chat. Good morning, sir. I wanted to remind all my channel members, we now have a line group, a private line group for channel members only. My channel member subscription, as you can see going across the banner at the bottom, is only $2.99. And that will provide you with and we're going to show ads in the video too, which we definitely don't need to show right now. So continuing on, I wanted to remind you channel members that this is a good time to get in the line group. Eventually the line group may be paid for, not 100% sure, but I'm going to have to go. Let me see if I can pin this comment. Robert N has just dropped the PayPal link with the Cash App. Let me go over to YouTube real quick. And as you guys are probably watching my screen, let me just go over and pull up this video and pin that comment to the top of the chat over in YouTube right now at this moment, because we are indeed live. And it's muted, which is a good thing. Hey, Lyle, good to see you, bud. Robert V, good to see you as well. I'm just going to pin that message right there. And the PayPal is open for contributions. Again, not a requirement, guys, but certainly nice to have there. So, just taking a look around here on our way to Koh Samet. Ross and I were traveling that day. It was absolutely a wonderful day. in Thailand, and I can cut the audio back on for you if you want to see. If you want to hear what we're saying, we're actually pulling up to the dock to get off and onto Koh Samet right here. These were the good times before COVID came in and ruined everything here in Thailand. Charles White says, "So what made you try StreamYard?" Well, I've done StreamYard many times in the past, but I've never done it like this. Actually talked to a good friend of the channel, and he has given me some ideas, and we don't want to see the ads again. We're gonna have to figure out a way. This is my first time doing this, so just bear with me, guys, as I learn how to do this type of picture-in-picture stuff. Law says, "Do you're going to hop on a ferry?" Yeah, we hopped on a ferry, and we had a good time. This is walking on to Koh Samet. Again, pre-COVID, when Thailand was super awesome, and Thailand is still super awesome. They're just under a lot of restrictions right now, and frankly, it's bothering a lot of people. And it's getting a little bit out of hand, I would say. We'll talk about that more later. The good thing about being able to share a screen like this is I'll be able to show you guys some information that I probably wouldn't be able to otherwise, and I can still read some things off of my phone. You guys can look around here as Ross walks in front of me. On the Koh Samet, beautiful island, absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite islands that we've been to. And we'll go through a couple videos today during this live stream and just take a look back at all the good times. This was when tourists was here. We had, just things happening that were fun. These were fun things to do, and we enjoyed them. We really did. We enjoyed the tourist aspect of it. This was, as I said in the beginning, a day trip for Ross and I. I'm going to switch over and turn the audio on, and then you guys tell me how well you can hear the audio on this video.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This looks like some condos right here. What'd you say, Ross?
My tip for the day: when you come on the island, you do not have to hop on the Sungtals to go. It's a 5-minute drive they're taking you, and it doesn't make sense for you to pay unless you're just that lazy. You can walk this.
So you guys can hear the audio from the pre-recorded video. Great. Yes.
So
Shane Noise says great. Charles says full audio. Good.
There you go. Unless you're exhausted, avoid the Songtao. Ross says it's a waste of your money, and I'm inclined to agree with him.
And this is
there's a lot of what appears to be motorbike rentals here.
Does your voice sound the same
another what appears
on video
to be
as you hear it from your mouth?
A nice place to stay. However, it is very, very noisy down here, and I'm not sure what it's like at night, so I'm not so sure I would want to stay here. Samed Big Tree. Sleep to be fine. That's what it says. There's your big tree right there, guys. So I've been informed that Koh Samet is a very family-friendly island. There's not red light districts and that kind of thing here, which is good.
What's up, Anon? Good to see you, bud. We're taking a look at Koh Samet
about all the
from back in the day.
Stigma that comes with many places in Thailand. This is definitely not one of those places, and it just seems so more relaxed and chill, and like there's stuff to do, and you see everybody walking together. There's like guys and girls walking together, but you can tell.
What's up, Tim? Good to see you, bud.
Very different from the parts of Thailand, or most parts of Thailand I've seen thus far. So
same here, Charles.
Big thumbs up to Koh Samet. What a nice looking little restaurant here, guys, out on the...
Sorry about the hot water heater there.
Out on the street, right on the corner. Lots of places around here to do different things. All professional massage parlors around here that I can tell. and I have to say, impressive.
You are
We
watching the
are
good old
approaching
days in
another
Thailand,
7-Eleven
guys,
and
before
another
COVID.
place that has room for rent. So this is kind of like one of those places you walk into and they have rooms for rent everywhere. This nice little place, chilly here, room for rent, room for rent. They give you a few details about it. I would say that
How about we go to
probably a motorcycle rental shop
we
there,
exit the full screen,
and then on down
and we
here,
go look at
gas and other supplies that you may
let's
or may
look
not need
at
while you're
spending
here.
my birthday in
And
Pattaya. You guys want to check that out? I think that would be a
Nespresso
fun
ทุก
video
แก้ว
to check
เกิดขึ้น
out.
จากความใส่ใจ
I'm going to get to some news and stuff
พิถีพิ
toward the
ถัน
end of this video, so I
Okay,
encourage you guys to
it's
stay
officially
tuned.
November the 3rd, birthday for me. Yay, rock on. I'm about to start the birthday festivities with a couple friends, and we're going to see what the night brings. Tentative plans to eat here, and then I'm at Smoking Joe's right now. You guys know I love Smoking Joe's.
I feel like I was
And
more
then
handsome
we're gonna
back
head
then.
to a
What do you guys
rooftop
think?
Somewhere, try to catch the sunset if we can. So very excited about tonight. Looking forward to seeing what happens. See you guys in a few. Okay, guys, this is one reason why I love Smoking Joe's so much. This
miss
is
Smoking
potato
Joe's.
salad. This is the beef
Good morning, gotta love
brisket. That's
Thailand.
a quarter pound of beef brisket, and that is a rack of ribs, a full rack of ribs that you get here. I have to say that is a lot of food.
More hair.
And it is absolutely delicious. There at the
Thanks,
sides
Lyle.
that go
Appreciate
with
you,
it.
buddy.
And here's also some peach tea. If you've never had the peach tea and you come in here, be sure you get the peach tea because the peach tea is awesome. All right, guys, so that concludes Smoking Joe's.
The food was absolutely amazing.
It was as you can see.
No,
And,
sir.
pretty excited
Mr. LMAO,
about the
it is not.
afternoon here because we are headed to the Hilton, and we're going to go to a bar on the rooftop called
Birthdays in Thailand are
Horizons.
awesome, Charles.
And
Absolutely
hopefully
awesome.
I'm going to bring you a live stream from there, and we will watch yet another sunset together, which I think will be pretty cool. Or I hope it will be pretty cool anyway. So far, this birthday has consisted of, this morning I woke up, I edited and uploaded a food review. I went to my favorite massage parlor, Milan Massage, and got a great 2-hour massage. I went home, got a shower, and then I met my friends for dinner at Smoking Joe's, and now we are headed to the Hilton. So exciting stuff.
Look at how busy it was
Stop by and
back
take
then.
a look at a few places that I could potentially rent next year, maybe. Don't know yet.
That's Soy Lanky, by the way.
I'm definitely thinking about moving to the area. I made some good friends here, and that's pretty important. And I've gotten to know the area a little bit better, and I'm pretty excited about the possibility.
I love
of living,
Smoking Joe's, Ross. I'll always
in
be a
this
Smoking
general
Joe's fan.
vicinity. So
Sorry.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. You are currently looking at what has been called the best French breakfast place in Pattaya, the Continental. This is a place where Steve, not Montelli, the
Charles,
other
that's
Steve,
funny.
took me to eat breakfast when I first came to Pattaya for one of my first visits. They say it's really, really good, and it's just parallel to Soy Lanky. So, or not parallel, but adjacent to Soy Lanky. Try it if you're ever out this way. So this is that's okay. It's okay. This is one of the little parking lots that you can pay to park in for, what was it, guys? 50 baht? Yeah, 50 baht.
And we wound up
Not
on
expensive
top on
at all.
this rooftop
This is near Soy Lanky.
of the Hilton up here. I'll just
Top
kind of
before
fast
the
forward a little
rooftop.
bit and let
This
you
is
guys
at the
see
Hilton. Look to my right here, you can see
what I got to see on my birthday.
Nespresso ทุกแก้
Sorry
ว
about
เกิดขึ้น
that.
จากความใส่ใจ
We'll just knock those out real quick.
พิถี
I don't know how it
some
looks,
of
but
Pattaya
we'll
City.
knock it out.
There's another infinity pool on that side. There's this is not below me here. This is not an infinity pool, but it kind of looks like one. It's only about 3 inches deep with water, I would say.
The good life
They have a
before
nice little
COVID.
walkway here. Again, this is at the Hilton, and Central
War and Peace.
Pattaya.
Why we're looking at older videos?
Sure if you guys
Because
can see with the
we want memories.
sunset
Exactly,
going
Charles.
down
Memories,
over there, but
and we want to
toward my
remember what it
left
was like
is gonna be the
before
beer garden
COVID,
and
because we want to know what it's
walking
going to be
street,
like
all that
after
stuff.
COVID.
You got to see all the boats out in the water from here. This is a pretty nice view. I have to give it to the Hilton here. This is a really nice view. We will be going, so you guys can see around here. We will be going way up there,
And we
very
did go
shortly.
way up there, and it was awesome.
That's where we're headed. But this is a good place, nice breeze, chairs to sit out here in, and there's actually inside the glass
Exactly,
there,
Charles. You can
there are
actually
more
see
places to
people
sit
smiling.
with chairs. You can do dinner.
Seems like a
and
lifetime ago,
buffet
right?
and all kinds of stuff. So pretty cool little spot. Okay, guys, this is the top of the Hilton, the 34th floor.
This video was made.
And I gotta tell you, this is a view that is fitting for a birthday
Let's
right
see
here.
here. It's a
Your
good
basement
question.
is all of Pattaya.
This video was
Everything it has to
made
offer.
November
Wind's blowing so
3rd,
hard, it's actually giving my
2018.
gimbal trouble keeping the camera, keeping
2018.
the cell phone still. This is the actual bar itself, this is the actual bar itself on the rooftop. And if you
I'm
walk
sorry,
over
this makes
here,
you
they
sad,
have
Rubber
reserved
B. This
seating.
is this is just
You
a
can
good
also
reminder of how much we've
see
lost
sunset
here in
going
Thailand.
down,
It really is.
and
It's kind of sad.
you can
to be
see all
honest
the
with you.
places to eat up here where you can sit and enjoy your food.
A lot of empty tables. That
And this
probably
is
looks
looking,
familiar to a lot of you guys, I would imagine.
I believe, toward the John Tien side.
Good question, Robert
If
B.
I'm
I'm not
mistaken,
sure.
I believe that's south. And there's the rest of Pattaya City. I have to be honest with you guys, as far as views goes, this is about the best I've ever seen, like ever, other than standing on top of Machu Picchu. This is awesome. You can see the island from here. You can see pretty much anything you want
Let's
to.
pick out
This is
another
a great
little video
way to
here.
end a
This is off the
birthday,
playlist,
so we're
tourist
going
spots
to
in
sit, and
Thailand.
I am
You're
going
welcome
to
to
do a
check
live
out.
stream for you guys right now.
And I'll pause the video right there for a second. We'll take a look at you guys want to see a little hang on a second here. Let me find you a really good one. This is one that I found. Oh, here's a little interview. You guys talk about Ross's wife, and Ross, I hope you don't mind here. Well, I had a little interview with Ross's wife, and you guys can watch a few minutes of that. This was pre-COVID as well. And
hello, my name is Bunma Lekit.
Maybe get to know her a little bit.
And where are we right now?
We are Thailand, Layong.
Right on. And we are at what kind of place?
We are in Bunta Manchuri Resort.
That is the name of her resort. That is the name of the resort I've been working on videos for, guys. This is her resort. Tell us a little bit about where you grew up in Thailand and how this resort came about, all of that good stuff. Tell us a little bit.
She was nervous.
I grew up in Thailand, and this Layong and Pacific. This land is my great grandfather land, and generation to generation, I get opportunity to get this land, and I love him too much. I want to build something with I love, so put many home to somebody can come touch his love like I do. And also I like to travel, and many places I travel, I wish they have a lot of things in Rome, and that's how I come up with the idea to build a resort.
Now, your resort is very interesting because while it looks like a traditional Thai style resort on the outside, once you go in the room, it's very, very modern and advanced.
Right.
Why did you guys decide to do that?
Because I love the outside look. I like to go back in time, trying to understand how the back then, long ago, 100 years ago, how people live in that style. But also, I like technology today. So I try to combine them together to work for everybody. For is the own generation to
And they
young
did a great
generation.
job combining those
And
together,
after
by the way.
staying here for 2 nights, I can verify that the technology is very impressive. You guys are going to love this place when you come for sure.
What about Sun
Especially
Sun
on the
Beach?
inside.
Who wants to
After
see
4 months,
something
I
from
can
Sun Sun
communicate in
Beach?
English
Let's try some
fluently. And of
Sun Sun
course,
Beach here
since then,
and see if we
I'm
can.
at a place in Rayong where if
This
I
is in
want baby
Rayong, guys.
coconuts, I could literally pick them myself. How cool is that? Okay, guys, this is my friend Ross.
Hello.
He is a subscriber of the channel, and he is going to give us a little tour of this wonderful destination that we're at right now. This is in Rayong. I'm going to throw it up on Google Maps right now as Ross begins to speak to you.
We're at the end of what is known as Sun Sun Beach or Piney Beach. And Piney Beach is what we're looking at over here in the distance that makes this long swooping curve of the land. The sky rises in the distance. Those are the beaches over at PMY where you've already done a little video. So that's probably a good 20 kilometers away, so you can get an idea of the view from one end to the other. What makes this area a destination for people, and you can see even on a day like today, there are even people here, and it's midweek.
Picking
There's a
coconuts is not
story
cool,
of a
Charles.
Thai poet.
Just letting you know.
And they have a little thing here. He's sitting there playing his musical instrument, and a mermaid came to listen to him. And he'd come here each day to play his music to visit the mermaid. And that's the whole story of this little area. My wife can tell it way better than I can, but that's the parts I remember.
Well, that was an interesting little something that you don't hear every day, right, guys? But I have to tell you, the view here is absolutely spectacular. I've never seen a mermaid sculpture in Thailand before.
Guys,
This
I
is
appreciate you
definitely
hitting
new.
the thumbs
And we
up
got the
button
other one
on
coming
this.
right
This
out of
is
the water. Looks like
definitely a
somebody
new
had the Statue
format.
of
And be
Liberty
patient.
from
I'm going to get to more of a normal type
Bees
live
coming
stream
out of the
here
water.
in a
I
few minutes.
believe
But
the story, if I remember the
wanted to
story,
take you guys
is that
back
she was
and let
also
you look
trying
around
to
a
win his
little bit.
affection. But I have to get it clear for my wife that she explains it. She grew up here. This is her whole area of her life as we're living here.
Right.
What we look at over here, if you're looking straight out, that's the island of Koh Samet.
There's Koh Samet, ladies and gentlemen, right in front of us.
And the beach we're looking at is Hat Sai Khao, was where all the white sand is. Hat Sai Khao Beach is probably the best beach if you want to see sand that looks like cornstarch. It's that fine, and when you walk on it, you'll hear your feet go like you're walking on a squeaky floor. It's the most amazing thing when you're walking on sand that's that fine. And even standing in water, you have to scrub the sand off your feet to get it off of you. It's that tight.
So cool. I can't wait to do it myself. Now, tell us about the beach right
So
here.
I'm going to pause this for a second because I want to go back, guys, to
Out of the room. It's okay. Guys.
out of this playlist and go to a different playlist because
Fresh veggies. Nothing wrong with
there is
fresh
a
veggies. For sure.
major playlist that I wanted you guys to see. Probably one of the
you.
do you want the most popular video ever on my channel. This is the playlist from Pattaya, Thailand, the real story. These are things that you're all going to need to know at some point.
What's up, everybody? I am making this video.
Let's check this video out. See if you think it still applies.
Who are planning to go to Pattaya on vacation and do not know the ropes. I am also making this video for those men who have been to Pattaya and left with nothing, including a broken heart and an empty wallet. I also want you to know I have my trusty little cell phone here to remind me of a few notes. This is going to be some very valuable information if you guys are planning on visiting Pattaya and you're a vacationer and you plan to stay 1 week to 3 months, somewhere in that time frame. This video is for you. Please pay attention to what I'm getting ready to tell you. Number one, never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, tell anyone how much money you make. That includes.
I still stand by this statement, by the way, guys. This number one statement right here. Always leave with an empty wallet. Yeah, the exact formula video we could go through for sure. Tony, that's funny, Philthos. This is like I said, this is kind of a new format for me, guys. But I wanted to go back to this video because for some reason, this is the video that YouTube has decided they didn't want to show people anymore. I don't know why. but I think it's got some good suggestions in it. If I had to go back and do it all over again, I probably would. This is from my apartment in Rayong. I had been going to Pattaya at this time for probably about, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. So now it's been, oh, lady in the ad. Yeah. I got you. So, some of these I call them rules, but they're really good suggestions. And I'm going to kind of pause this video here and tell you guys what I think about them. And after this video, we'll get people moving a little bit. Tell people you're poor. Tell them you're a budget traveler. Hey, that's good enough. Travel TV. I can't disagree with that. But we're going to go through a couple videos and just remember what life was like before COVID hit Thailand. And after that, I'm going to kind of go to a full screen and do an update on news for you and the vaccine rollout and all that stuff. So you guys just hang tight. This video is only 7 minutes long. It'll probably take us about maybe 10 minutes or so to get through it because I want to stop and make a few points. But other than that, let's talk, guys. This is a video with 2.8 million views, so somebody liked it. Includes men and women. Don't tell anybody how much money you make. If anybody asks, you live a very moderate, comfortable lifestyle. You have no savings, no investments, no nothing. Why? Because if people think that you have money, that makes you a target. That makes you a target for them to come to your hotel room later when you're not there, when you're away. Perhaps one of the girls or one of the guys that you meet lives in Pattaya and they know the hotel owner and they think they can get you for the 50,000 baht that you may have in the safe. Who knows? It is never a good idea ever to tell people how much money you make ever when you're in Pattaya. Number 2, forget the 3-date rule. Now, without going into too much detail, because I have to keep this politically correct for YouTube, you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about a transaction between a man and a woman. It happens in Pattaya. Many people will tell you that you don't see the same girl for more than 3 days because you start to catch feelings. Maybe she starts to catch feelings, and then you're going to spend all your money and all your time with her, and it's just going to go downhill. I'm going to tell you single transactions only. This is not from my personal experience, gentlemen. This is from experience of people that I have seen go downhill very, very fast, okay? You need to know single transactions only. There are plenty to choose from in Pattaya. You have unlimited choices. There is no reason for you to hang around for 2 or 3 days with the same girl when you go there. There's just no reason to unless you know this girl previously or you are actually thinking about starting some kind of relationship with her, which I can't imagine why you would do that. But if you think that's the case, maybe this rule doesn't apply. Single transactions only. It keeps you from getting emotionally attached. And don't act like you don't get emotionally attached because you're a man. You know you do. It happens to all of us. It keeps you from getting emotionally attached, and it also lets her know that you're not there looking for just one girl, okay? It lets her know that she is not going to be tomorrow's agenda for you. And that's important. Number 3, never, ever take a guy or a girl, especially a girl, that you don't know back to the place where you're staying. Doesn't matter. Okay, let me pause this right here for a second because my mind has changed on that point a little bit, and I want to clarify so that you guys understand. I'll answer a few comments too. Maybe I'll do a 50-50 split on the next one, but I wanted you guys to see, be able to see the video itself. Whoever suggested that 50-50 split, Charles did that. So taking someone back to your hotel right now during COVID is obviously, not a good idea. But pre-COVID, there were plenty of other options, and people were commenting like, "What are other options? What are other options?" Well, there are plenty of hotel options that you can stay at for a number of hours, or you can get a second hotel room. Robert V, very good. Ross says best answers on money. I saved for a long time for this once in a lifetime vacation. I like that. Carl misses the white glasses. I miss my white glasses. But the taking your friend, your new friend back, is really not that big of a deal as long as you understand that. As long as you have a little bit of experience, and make sure that you have everything locked up that you need to, and that both of you understand what's going to happen. You're going to have conversation, or she's going to be your personal trainer for the day. What's going to happen and why. I think that's important.
Doesn't matter if it's a hotel, doesn't matter if it's a condo, doesn't matter. Get somewhere else to go if you want to go hang out with somebody, whether it be a guy or girl. Find another place to go hang out with them. Do not take people to where you live for the same reasons I mentioned in rule number 1. If they know where you live, you become a target, especially if they see anything about you laying around.
And that is true.
It is not a good idea to take them where you live.
Bring back the beard.
I know people that do it. I know people that do it and get away with it. But you also have to remember there are many that don't. It's not a good idea. Just don't do it. Number 4, use the safe in the room. It is there for a reason. If you choose to bring a person back,
so the safe in the room idea is one that I would like to amend.
Male or female, doesn't matter. Make sure that you have a place. Make sure they are. Condos have them. There's no excuse not to put your valuables in that safe. It exists for a reason. Some of these people, thieves, you'll turn your back. Not seen it happen to other people, but I've heard the story best to inform you on what not to do so that you don't become a victim. So
that's just a few of the rules that I had put out. And as far as the safe in the room goes, guys, I found out since the making of this video, honestly, there are a lot of things that could go wrong by putting your valuables in a safe. And I would encourage you guys to possibly look at other measures rather than a safe. There are many ways to hide your valuables, and I think that looking at putting everything in a safe and putting all your trust in a safe is not a good idea anymore. Yeah, so the safe is a thing, but don't trust all your valuables in a safe. If you're in a good hotel that's in a pretty good spot, then you can most likely that has a good staff. They have a lot of security cameras. More than likely, you're going to be okay. I think I still put my stuff in safes when I travel, and I don't have a problem because I know what to put in the safe, what not to put in the safe. I know what's really important to me to make sure that I don't lose, and I know what's really important to me to make sure that I keep around. So some things I keep on me, some things I don't, but I think that putting stuff in the safe doesn't hurt anything. It does put a little bit of liability on the condo itself. But you want to make sure that you're staying in a place that has plenty of security cameras that monitor who goes in and out of your room. So if you're going to leave your valuables in a safe, I would say make sure that it's a reputable place that has reputable people and that is well known. Again, all these were the good times before COVID in Thailand, and we'll take a look at just a few other things. Lineman says I stayed in a backpacker hostel, so I didn't have to worry. That's definitely probably a good idea. So you didn't have to worry there. Ross says, best advice from my experience, avoid freelance and stick with girls associated with business. Fair enough. Always safer that way. Yeah. I don't know if should leave that comment up, but I'm going to anyway. Sure. Because the freelance drinking companion has no, that person is kind of their own boss. They don't really have to live by the rules of, if something happens and the conversation goes wrong or the companionship doesn't work out, then by all means, you can find yourself in quite a bit of a stink because there's really nobody to go back to. Whereas if you find a drinking companion or a fitness trainer at anybody that works in nightlife, if you find them at a business establishment, you can always go to that establishment and find ways to either get what you've lost back or make some kind of amends, really. And I think that's what it's all about. And I believe that's still a good suggestion. Again, I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of an update to the video. Carl says a man that, well, I'm like, I'm not, I don't let a woman decide whether or not I should have a beard. I just decided to shave mine because it looked better on my teaching videos. I'm getting ready after this live stream. I'm going to be doing, so you guys know, I'll be doing a couple of interviews for teaching today. I'm excited about that. I'll be doing some online interviews. I'm looking to get some online teaching jobs, doing everything I can to learn to making additional revenue on here, other than just trying to live off of this YouTube channel. Although you guys have done a great job supporting me, and I appreciate it so very much. Supporting the channel and supporting what we do. I'm continuously trying to be innovative on here. As you guys can see, we're doing something different today. This video that I'm pointing to right now is, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but we'll get past this ad right here. This is a single man's,
This is not your average cost of living video. Nope. This is a single man's cost of living near Pattaya, Thailand. I live near Pattaya, within an hour and a half, 2 hours.
So this was when I was living near Rayong. I encourage you guys to go over, and as you can see on the screen, on this playlist, if you have questions about cost of living and that kind of thing, you can go over and check this video out. This is the most in-depth cost of living video in Thailand I've ever done. So I would encourage you to go over and check that out. It is a detailed breakdown of my monthly living expenses at the time. I think you'll find it extraordinarily helpful, or I certainly hope you do anyway. For those of you that are not channel members yet, I want to remind you to become a channel member before the end of the month, because there is a potential that our line group is taking off so well. We may set up a separate tier for that line group, and everybody that's in the line group now will be grandfathered in. So if you're in the line group before the end of the month, if a price change occurs or if a one-time PayPal payment occurs to be in that line group, you will not have to do that. So now is the time to become a channel member of DoMoreLife, and you'll have access to all the additional content, plus the line group, which is just awesome in my opinion. Let's see. Charles says, I used the safe, but when I stayed with the girlfriend, no safe in her room. Did have cameras in the apartment back. That's good. Mar says, Chiang Mai, can't wait for Thailand to open back up so I can go visit Bangkok for the good times. There are good times here for sure. Yes, Carl, everybody says that. Charles says, good luck with the interviews. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. I'm definitely looking forward to doing some of my best work today, later on today. Filtho says, an old stay away from the balcony with your short time guest rule. Yes, definitely. You do not want to become a member of the Patio Flying Club by any means. But this is a good general video, or excuse me, general playlist of just here's a video when I was hanging out. This is just cruising around the streets of Patia with Montelli and with the two Steves, as I call them. You guys remember the Steve?
Good morning, everyone. And if you didn't know, I am on vacation in Pattaya.
Had been here.
I've been there since Friday. Today is currently
about 6
Sunday.
years, and then I met up with Montelli as well in Patia.
I just
we'll watch a little bit of this
take
video, and then I'm going to get into the news for you guys,
stay
bring you up
tuned.
to speed on
Pattaya
what's going
Files,
on.
Episode 1 starts now.
It's just so nice before COVID.
So I got here on Friday night, and it was kind of late, and it was raining, and all the good stuff that it usually does in Pattaya. You know how that goes. Got here, got set up, got checked into the hotel room. I stayed at Zen Rooms, LK Metro. If you have not stayed there before, it's worth a stay just once, I would say. I did a video review on it. You are more than welcome to check out. The title of it is Zen Rooms LK Metro Hotel Review. So, got checked in and met Steve Montelli for dinner, which was the first time I've actually met him in person, by the way. After that, we decided it would be a good idea to do some type of live stream. So we did a Hangouts on air, and it was almost 2 hours long, but it was a very good one, I thought. And we had a lot of fun, joked a lot of people participated in it. It was pretty cool. I got to experience my first ever see-through shower that night. Not that I had any company or anything, but there was a glass wall between the shower and the bedroom. I guess you could find uses for that. Not sure. But nevertheless, it was a very, very comfortable bed in that hotel room, I will have to say. Now, of course, Saturday morning when I woke up, the first thing I did was what I always do, and that is go to Milan Massage. Because Milan Massage is basically the best massage place I've found since I've been here in Pattaya. If you haven't gone there, you should probably go at least once and let them take care of all your aches and pains, because they are very, very, very good at what they do. Now, of course, it's going to start raining here in a few minutes, because every time I break out this...
Let's have a look at Beach Road.
Guys, we are arriving at Central Festival. As you can see the sign right in front.
อยากขายของออนไลน์ให้ลูกค้า
Oh, and
300
we have
ล้าน
an
คน
ad
บนต
popping
ลาด
up.
ค้าปลีกที่ใหญ่
Again,
ที่สุดในโลก
as I try this new format, just bear with me, guys.
Me,
That's
so
why I'm
I'm
doing this
going
on
to kill the
Thursday.
vlog here. Okay, so since you're still in the middle of the Pattaya Files, day number 1, episode 1, do you guys remember this guy? We need some light up in here. There's also this really old guy that keeps popping in the picture. I don't exactly know what his deal is. Let me turn around this way, see if I can get some light. Hey, there we go. Now we got some light going on. Now that looks much, much better. Anyway, Steve. Oh, those were expensive. No, they're not. They're cheap. He picked them up for me. Say hey to everybody and tell everybody how you've been doing. In fact, why don't we just cut it right here and let me set this up so Steve can actually talk to you guys for a minute. So many of you have asked to see an update on this young man. You guys remember Steve from 6 years in Pattaya and
Me
a couple
too,
of
Charles.
videos we did together. And finally, I've seen him since then, but finally have him back here. So for episode 1, I thought this would be a great way to get started. Steve, tell everybody how you are, what you've been up to, where you're living, what you're doing, and just how incredibly excited you are.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. Well, I'm 6 years in Pattaya, 1 year in Chonburi now, and thankfully Chonburi is not so far. It's just far enough that I can come down on the odd weekend here and there, have a bit of Western comfort food because it's non-existent outside of Pattaya. It's hard to even get scrambled eggs where I'm at. But I've been working, still teaching, still living in Thailand. I see my daughter occasionally. So there are definitely challenges about living outside of Pattaya as well. When you get into the more Thailand.
Don't forget the news is coming up, guys.
It's not something I would recommend for somebody new to Thailand to just dive into the middle of nowhere, into an industrial Thai city and work. It's not what we're used to. It's not our culture. And even though I'm comfortable with Thai culture, I still miss Western culture. I miss what we enjoy. And thankfully, being an hour away from Pattaya, an hour away from Bangkok, it presents opportunity, but it doesn't present temptation every day, every night. So I'm able to live a little bit more of a regular lifestyle during the week, and on the odd occasional weekend, come down for a little bit of R&R. Overall, though, as far as my employment situation goes, I can't say that I'm 100% happy. There's tremendous challenges and problems in the Thai education system, and we cannot really get them to fix it. They don't want to, whether it's intentional or not. But we just have to do the best we can from inside the system, accepting the limitations that we're presented with.
And this was when we had schools open.
So I'm doing okay. I'm still alive. I'm fairly healthy. Working on being happy, and yeah, day by day. So thanks to see y'all. Take care. Bye bye.
We all good?
Okay.
After 4 months,
That was
I can
Montelli
communicate
in
fluently. And of
the
course,
background there, in
since
case
then
you
I
guys didn't know. That's a little look at
Welcome,
Terminal
guys.
21,
This
as you can
is
see.
an official look outside the window of Terminal 21.
And it was a rainy
which is
day.
now open in Pattaya.
We had a good time in Pattaya. We
This
really
is grand
did, so.
opening day.
Let's get off of this. I just wanted to take you guys back for a little look in time. I wanted to see what you guys thought about this option, and just taking a look back at some old videos, maybe get some interest peaked a little bit at what life was like before COVID in Thailand, when we had good times and lots of fun and all of that good stuff. So I'm interested to hear your comments. Very, very interested to hear your comments, actually. I want to know what you think about ideas like this, and if this is the kind of videos you'd like to see in terms of live streaming. I love wandering in Terminal 21 in Bangkok. Yeah, me too. It's absolutely cool. There's Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Thinking of you quarantine there. Keep safe from all your fans, and Ozzy, keep it going. Thank you very much. We are looking at some definite restrictions coming up. LMAO, or live my ass off. So Thailand opens up. Where is the first place you want to go and why? For me, I want to go back to Koh Chang. The reason is Ross and I went to Koh Chang, and it was completely dead. We actually went during the partial lockdowns and the partial travel restrictions and all that stuff. So, hey, Jazz, good to see you. But we went, and there was really not a whole lot open, but I really want to go back to Koh Chang and be able to have that experience, because it just seemed like it was a really, really good island. There was a lot of stuff we didn't get to do. that we normally would have gotten to do, but there was also some stuff that we did get to do that we normally wouldn't get to do because of the closure. So it was pretty cool, man. Coach Chang, I'm definitely there. Jazz, that's probably a good idea. I'm glad that you have postponed your trip to November, because that's probably a good safe bet. There is some bad news today, of course. There's 13,655 new cases and 87 people who have passed today alone. Yesterday, there was about 300 fewer cases. So as these lockdowns increase, so do the number of cases. I don't know when this country is going to get it out of there. I don't know when the country is going to decide that, what's happening is not working. And pretty much the only way to bring the situation around or do an about face is going to be to get the jabs in here for people. That's pretty much what I can say about that. Phuket denied 392 people entry yesterday, being super duper careful. I would like to know from other people, to Mike's question, where do you want to go when Thailand opens? If you're watching this on replay, please leave it in the comment section. I think it would be great. Or if you're in the chat, you can certainly put that information in the chat. That would also be great. Very much appreciated. I want to know where you want to go in Thailand, because are you going to be able to get there, and is it going to be open? What's it going to be like when you do get there? I think these are all important questions, and I think that, frankly, answering those questions are going to be extremely important. Extremely important. Just jumping over to the YouTube side here. James the Barbecue, hello, my friend. A long time no see for sure. Very, very, very happy to see you here. Thank you for coming by. Carl wants to go to Kosak National Forest and Pai. I've never been to Pai, but I would love to go to Pai. I think going to Pai would be wonderful, a wonderful experience. Absolutely wonderful. There were, let me kind of give you guys the news of where we're at right now in Bangkok. But before I do, I'll read Charles's comment, or I'll read James's comment, or I'll read Philthos' comment. Philthos says, when Thailand opens, I want to go to the Philippines. Okay, that works. James says, I'm going to Chiang Mai and do the same Hong Song loop. Good for you, man. Good for you. Charles says, I have no solid idea when I get back. I want to probably try Hua Hin and everything on the way. Hua Hin's beautiful. I have videos from Hua Hin as well on the channel. Also still have Pattaya on my travels. I want to go through Isan and mountains in Chiang Mai. Pattaya will definitely be on one of my first, I guess you could say, agendas, if that's even a word. It'll be on my agenda for sure. And I would love to go there and be able to experience Pattaya again, even if it's only operating at half speed or half capacity or whatever you want to call it. Just because I love the city so much and I love the people there. I just think it's a good place to go. I do. And there's a lot of fun to be had there. Despite what people may tell you, if you go there with a good head on your shoulders, you will leave there probably a happy person for sure. James says he's going to Pai also. Carl says Pai was one of our favorite towns, good for at least 3 to 4 days. Pai is a very interesting place, I've heard, and I personally would love to just go to Pai. I think that would be great. I would love to check it out and see. Utatani and Nakan Sawan for girlfriend and Bangkok for me, says Anon. That's fair. James says, I figure about a week to do the loop on a motorbike. Hey, nothing wrong with motorbike travel over here. That's awesome. PW says, hi, JC. I've heard a lot of young people left Pattaya. Yeah, they have. Mostly the people that are left in Pattaya are either people who are working online or the expats that live there for the most part. Let's see. That's a heck of a trip. Carl says to James about the motorbike. Travel TV says pie is okay. It's worth going. Cool. Charles White says, only problem I have with Pattaya, so much to do, I might get stuck like I have in Bangkok the last 2 trips. Yeah, there is a lot to do in Pattaya, for sure. Carl says, pie reminded me of Asheville in a different and weird way. Well, that sounds good because I love Asheville. Asheville is one of my favorite places in the whole world. So, Asheville was a good place for me to go. I had no problem going there. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was great. Had a good time when I was there. Asheville has like Lake Lure. It's up in the mountains a little bit, so I assume pie would be up in the mountains as well. Sounds good. Lyle says at the beginning of the year you were going to chronicle the reopening of Pattaya. Yeah, I was, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Chris C says, hello all. Has anyone here visited the Chiang Mai Balloon Festival? There's an event I'd like to see. I have heard about it, but I have not visited it. James says, yes, he rides. Jenny says, no matter what, Pattaya is nice. Keep up hope for things to change. I am. But there is some, which is a good segue, Jenny, there is some not so good news here in Thailand. And we're looking at a literal lockdown. This was quoted out of some of the higher up authorities here in Thailand, and that is a Wuhan style lockdown where we will be essentially locked in to our apartments or our residence, and only will be delivered food and water. Excuse me, guys, my mouth is really dry this morning for some reason. I don't know why. Give me 1 second. My nose is a little congested, and after getting the vax on Sunday, I've not been feeling quite right, but I'm almost back to normal. Let's see. Carl says, JC, ever been to the Moon Festival? I have not, but it would be interesting to see. Travel TV says, for how long? They say, again, 14 days, but they've already put the 14 days into another 14 days. This current set of restrictions started last Monday, so it's now been 7, 8, 9. This is the 10th day, and the cases continue to go up. The number of deaths are continue to stay higher than normal, certainly higher than what most people would like. So it's not good. And I'm going to tell you how not good it is here in just a second. James says, I rode motorbikes around Petroburi, Krabi, and Phuket on an NMAX 160. Hey, that would be awesome. I have an NMAX, and I enjoy my NMAX. Lyle says, I think the most important can find a mini golf course in Pattaya. There is mini golf in Pattaya, to the best of my knowledge. Unless I'm missing something. I can't remember. Carl said you should do a blog on the ping pong. Definitely not. Definitely not. Can't do that. Definitely not on YouTube. Which brings me to keep your eyes on Rumble, guys. I have a channel over there, but I don't have any content on it yet. But it's coming. Charles says at Lyle, yes, I saw a video on one. So I am correct. Good. James asks, are they still having the vegetarian street fair in Chinatown? Not to my knowledge. They have closed down all of everything. Gatherings of no more than 5 people. The Chonburi governor yesterday just went nuts and has implemented a ton of new restrictions in Chonburi. It's just sad, guys. Right now it's just sad. I wanted to show those videos at the beginning of this live stream so you could see what happiness looked like and what it was like when I was traveling around and having all good fun, and everything was going well in Thailand. Right now, really for the last 17 months, it's been up and down, but it's been bad right now. Jeannie says, once this is over, we will get back there and take you out, take you to dinner, our shout. Well, thank you, Jeannie. I appreciate that. So, one headline reads, at least 2,700 COVID-19 patients in Bangkok waiting to be admitted. Apparently, the beds here in Bangkok are full. So, the director of Bangkok's Irwin Center says there are at least 2,700 COVID-19 patients waiting to be sent to pre-admission centers. According to Porntep Singh, the center's main role is to have all patients, whether seriously ill, asymptomatic, or experiencing mild symptoms, sent to 25 pre-admission centers across the capital. Patients who are moderately or seriously ill will be admitted to hospitals in the case of serious illness and to field hospitals for those with less severe symptoms. People who are asymptomatic or who have only mild symptoms are permitted to self-isolate at home, with thousands now doing so, according to Porntep. However, Thai PBS World reports that the center is currently inundated with daily calls from patients in need of hospital beds. Porntep says that 1,800 calls were received in just one day this week. In the central province of Saraburi, an image was posted on social media of patients lying on stretchers outside a hospital with all 700 beds at the facility full. Thank you very much. We just had our first PayPal of the day, and I am super duper grateful for that. Thank you, Mr. James. I appreciate you, sir. Every little bit goes a long way, especially during this furlough. I will cover up because you have your, or partial furlough. I will cover up because you have your entire name on there. But that $10 goes a long way. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Carl says it really upsets me how this has affected the entire world. The more we're learning about how it originated, the more upset I become. Same here. The Ralph, hello, Jeremy. Sad situation of those that have died now. How many were high risk? How many were not considered high risk? If you know, I don't know. And at this point, it doesn't even matter to me. I mean, please don't take that the wrong way. Of course, it matters that people are sick, but it matters to me that the people that have underlying conditions should certainly be taken care of first and foremost. I do believe, but the end game here has not been well. People have not. It's just a mess, is what it is. It's just a mess. Straight up, straight out. That's what it is. Speaking of the Thai PBS World, a healthcare worker at the hospital says some of the patients pictured had mild symptoms and were being kept outside the emergency ward to prevent infection from spreading. It's understood nearly all have now been moved inside, and a new field hospital is being built to take around 500 people currently waiting for treatment. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am not a travel agent. This is not travel advice. But I can tell you Yeah, huge mess. No other word for it. That is correct. It is a huge mess. And there are many. I feel like bad things are on the horizon. The people here in Thailand are absolutely sick of these lockdowns and these closures and all of that stuff. Um, it's just absolutely, it's just remarkable at what the government is planning to do here. And I'm going to talk about that more on this weekend's live streams, Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. Bangkok time, 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday on the East Coast. Be sure you tune in. We'll check it out. Let's see. That may be true, Carl, but we're not doing statistics, so we're gonna hold that. Let's see. Jenny has a message held for review. Yeah, I can't put that message up, Jenny, but I definitely agree with you, 100%. Unfortunately, I can't put that up. So there has been a study that has found that 2 doses of the Pfizer or the AZ are effective against the Delta strain. And that was a study published yesterday, shows that two doses of either one of those are as effective against the rapid spreading Delta variant as they are against the Alpha variant. In Thailand, the AZ vax is being produced locally and is the primary vax being used in the nationwide C19 immunization campaign. I think that's changing a little bit more and more every day. I did receive the AZ jab on Sunday. Was sick for about 20 hours on Monday and Monday night. I was sick for about 20 hours. Had some bad side effects, but that's par for the course. Now they're saying Singapore is forced to reintroduce stricter measures. Look, in my humble opinion, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I don't have a degree in medicine. And for that reason, thanks, James. I appreciate the PayPal. You have a great day too, bud. And take care of yourself. Great to hear from you. But I don't think that we can't, containment's out of the question until they get people with jabs in their arms. Thailand's going to it's going to suffer. It just is. I can remember, speaking of the good times, looking back at Thailand before COVID, I can remember just going places you didn't have to have a mask. You were free to roam about, do your thing, travel freely, could work, save money. There were plenty of places open that you could go tutor at, that you could do little side gigs here and there, and have enough money to live off of comfortably. And now we've grinded to a halt. I'm on a partial furlough. Many businesses I know are completely closed and will never come back. It's a mad disaster, in my personal opinion. Jenny says, sorry, EV has a big problem here in Australia. Nurses now months later coming down with the illness after our government moving away from. Yep. I've heard that, and I've heard that people are getting sick. But what can you do, right? Carl says, what worries me more is how we react to this thing, and most people will ignore it at their own peril. And that could be true. But if anybody, really wants to look at how that happened and what the reaction is, Thailand is a good example of, in my opinion, a country that thought that they had everything under control, and now they're faced with a detrimental, just a catastrophic blow to the economy. There are people waiting to get into hospitals that need treatment, and they just can't get in there. There are people begging for the jabs; they can't get them. It's it's bad. You can read headlines here: 3 bodies found in Bangkok street, 2 positive for C-19. Results pending for the third. The government does an about face. Will hold talks about joining COVAX. If you don't know what COVAX is, I'll read you this information real quick. Because the Thai government is starting to realize just how bad this has actually gotten in Thailand right now. And you don't see people walking up and down the streets of Pattaya anymore, or Bangkok for that matter. And these 13,000 cases a day, these numbers have never been seen before in Thailand. What's next? Like, what are they going to do next? It's borderline. I don't have words for it. And a significant U-turn. This is from the Tiger. And a significant U-turn. Thai government says it's prepared to hold talks to join COVAX, the global initiative that aims to ensure equal access to vaccines. Thailand famously became the only Southeast Asian nation not to join it when I had the opportunity to do so last year. So they had the opportunity to join COVAX and chose not to. That should tell you a lot. At the time, government spokesman, I can't pronounce his name, said Thailand preferred to sign its own deals with vaccine manufacturers, as by law, the government couldn't spend money on vaccines where there was no proof of efficacy. Several million doses of Sino later, and with a record high of 13,655 new infections and 87 deaths today, there has been a change of heart. According to a Bangkok Post report, Nakorn Premisri from the National Vaccine Institute has apologized for the slow pace of the vaccine procurement and says the NVI is preparing to hold talks to join the COVAX scheme. The NVI aims to receive vaccines from COVAX next year. According to Nakorn, the NVI did try to place advance orders with vaccine manufacturers in August last year, even though the vaccines were still at the trial stage. Talks with AZ led to the procurement of 61 million doses through an order placed in November. However, he points out that the process is not straightforward, involving a variety of procurement committees, working panels, and related agencies, all of whom have a say. Nakorn says the reason behind such bureaucracy is because the national budget is being spent, which needs the input of several parties. Quote, this has led to a public feeling that the vaccine procurement may not meet the target. It's all about those impediments and constraints. I apologize to the public. Even though the NVI has tried to do all it can, it cannot procure enough vaccines to respond to the unexpected situation. Well, it's not unexpected. What did you expect? What did you expect? The C-19 situation is something we have never experienced before. That's fair. The mutations of the virus are also unforeseeable. It's been mutating for quite a while and are spreading even faster, further disrupting vaccine procurement efforts. Nakorn adds that talks are being accelerated with various vaccine manufacturers, including those of the mRNA vax. But there has been no decision yet on how many doses will be ordered or when. He says the NVI is also looking at second-generation vax, which is hoped will be more effective against C-19 variants. So that was from the Bangkok Post, but I'm reading it from the Tiger's website. There's a lot. I could go through all of this, but I'm really not going to because it's just so depressing. Interprovincial transport suspended in dark red zones. Bus services stopped nationwide. That's a highlight from here. Pattaya restaurant suffering closing over dark red restrictions. That was 19 hours ago. A 39-year-old person has passed after getting a Sinovac. Let me read this to make sure I don't get the information wrong. The mixing back the vaccines is, you know, I'm not going to mix mine. That's all I'm going to say. So they allowed they launched the Andaman Sandbox, which allowed the southern provinces to reopen for foreign tourism for the next 2 weeks. All interprovincial bus services entering and leaving Phuket will be suspended. Muay Thai might soon be an Olympic sport. A 39-year-old teacher passed the day after she was injected with AZ. An MP from the opposition Thai party has blasted the government for not disclosing the details of the AZ procurement contract. There was another case of someone who passed because they had originally had a Sino jab, and then they had a different kind of jab, and they're no longer with us. So, you know, it's these, and then you get these almost, I don't know, I don't want to say comical, but it's like these COVID-19 survival boxes, which are being funded by some government salaries, which basically include thermometers, masks, hand sanitizers, and basic stuff like that. It's just, it's I don't know. I don't get it. Let's see here. Jenny said, let's say I read that. Charles says, we keep hearing the magic shot will not prevent you from getting the C, but will only reduce its effects when you get it. That's what everybody's saying, Charles. JX says, I'm starting to question the IQ of non-jab believers at this point. Well, I got, believe it or not, after I got the jab, I got a bunch of hate, talking about you're just falling in line with everybody else. You're doing what you want to do. No, I'm a grown man. I made a adult decision, and I will live with the consequences of that decision, if there are any. I don't know that there will be. I hope there's not. I'm entitled. I am the person that has always said and will continue to say, everyone is entitled to make their own decision. I believe that fully, and I believe that everyone should have a right to decide whether or not that's what's right for them. They always think they know better, says MPT. Everybody always thinks they know better. Carl says people think C19 is something new. We can't say that on here, Carl. I don't know why. Carl, I mean, I love you, man, but you just keep putting the same comments that I have to delete over and over and over and over. You can't put that on YouTube. Charles says everyone has their beliefs. Personally, any emergency use magic shot that saves lives by reducing symptoms is better than nothing. I agree with you, Charles. Jenny says we're now told to keep up distancing and contacts with others, and government told us, yes, you might get it even if you had shots. Holy hell, I'm flabbergasted. Well, so was I, because it was supposed to be a preventative measure, and turns out it's just it's more of a maintenance shot, really, is what it appears to be to me. Again, this is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. Don't take my word for anything. The Ralph says, understand the frustrations of the people, Jeremy, but I think the governments are really lost for the most part due to this. They're basically reacting, having to play catch up. Yeah, instead of being proactive, at least over here, they could have been very proactive, and the problem that exists now simply wouldn't had they been proactive, but they're not. They're reactive, and that is a bad place to be. That's a bad situation for anybody to be in. And then Carl's put up something else I can't put over here. I mean, it's just you just can't put that stuff on YouTube, man. Jenny says, yes, Ralph, I agree. Catch up too late. Absolutely. Travel TV says, oh my God, it's 1 a.m. Got to go. Take care, Travel TV. I appreciate you, brother. Dino, it's good to see you, man. Jay says, I love gambling. Believe millions of trained scientists and doctors or social media. Make your bet. There you go. Make your bet. By all means, make your bet. I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't have a problem with people making their own bets, making their own decisions, or doing whatever they feel like they need to do in their private life. It is what it is. So I wanted to bring you a little bit of good at the beginning of this video. There was a brand new technique for me. I want to hear in the comment sections. I don't know what to tell you, Carl. I don't know what to tell you, man. You can't keep putting up the scientific studies about this stuff. YouTube won't allow it. I'm sorry. What do you want me to say? We've been over this 100,000 times. With that being said, looking out for the best interest of the channel is my number one priority. And this is a platform that won't allow you to speak like that. They just won't. If you and I were sitting down and having a conversation, I've said this many times, you could say anything to me you wanted to, anything at all, and it would be no problem. We could have a nice, lively discussion about any part of this whole situation. But you can't put names and stats and all of this other stuff in the comment section of the live streams. You just can't do it. YouTube won't allow it. So I'm not trying to come down on anybody hard, but that's just life. It's the way it is. So with that being said, I'm going to jump off here. I'll try to get you guys a YouTube short tomorrow. And if not, please join the live chat Saturday. Judging by your comments and what I receive from the channel members in the line group, I will decide whether or not to go with this format again and maybe bring some other videos back to show. Or maybe this is just a one-off. Maybe this is just something trying to we do once a week or something like that. And for channel members, your channel member live stream will be coming up sometime in the near future. I'll be letting you know about that not too long from now. And if you have not become a channel member, don't forget you can get grandfathered into the line group by doing that before the end of the month. So plenty of time, almost 2 weeks, I think. A little bit more than 2 weeks or 1 week. 1 week and a couple days to become a channel member. And I'm not even sure that the line group will be a paid group outside of the channel membership, but if it gets big enough and if we have enough demand for it, there could be an additional tier for that, and I would charge that outside of YouTube, so it would be like a one-time PayPal payment or a recurring monthly payment of a few bucks, something like that. So Robert says, hello from Boston. Everything is reopened here, including the restaurants, casinos. Hope you're all well. Well, we will be. I can't wait till the day where I can bring some good news. But when you read the articles I've read over the past week, it's just been absolutely discouraging and disappointing, guys. So, like I said, the beginning of this video was a brief reminder of how good things were in the past, and how good they could be again. But for right now, we're in the thick of it, and something we have to live with, unfortunately. And I have to go because I have job interviews with online teaching companies. So I love you guys, even you, Carl. I definitely still love you, man. There's just certain things we can't do on YouTube. I'm sorry, but love you guys. I mean it. And whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. And if you got any value out of this video, give it a thumbs up. Please let me know what you think about this format in the comments below. And I will see you guys on the next one. Everybody, take care.